Hi, my name's Alastair Mciver. I'm an author and journalist. I write political crime novels based in Central Asia. Today I'm going to read from my second book, No One Hears You Scream, But Silence Will Be Heard. 30 miles west of Kedarkan, at the intersection of the R152 with the Kara Shaibak Farm Road at Ormosh, a spacious Kurman Kapristini sits in eerie silence. The large plot of municipal land overlooked by Kyrgyzstan's majestic Ale mountain range had originally been allocated by the authorities for the burial of Kyrgyzstan's fallen soldiers, border troops who over many decades had lost their lives standing up to Tajik and Uzbek incursions across the boundaries that divided the disputed territories. Eventually, though, it became apparent that it was not soldiers who needed burial space. It was women. But not any women. These were wives, mothers, many of them victims of alakachu, snatched brides who had subsequently died at the hands of their husbands in increasing numbers. Chilling. The victims were not only women. Some of them were children. Alakachu is no respecter of collateral family damage. Yekaterina Mamitov was one such child whose mother would be destined to end up in Ormosh. She grew up watching her father, Eldar, brutalize her mother on a regular basis. It began in 2014 when Yekaterina was just 15 years old. Every morning the teenager would walk to school in the adjoining village, fearful of what she might find on her return. It filled her with dread. Even if she rarely saw him beat her, Yekaterina lived with the pain of knowing about the mistreatment of her mother at her father's hands. The bruises told their stories, and bruises don't lie. And then one day, a Tuesday in February 2016, it happened, for the last time. Yekaterina trudged up the mountain path, wading through freshly fallen winter snow towards her home on the outskirts of Tegimek. It was just another weekday, but on this particular Tuesday, she felt apprehension. Fear. It wasn't the temperature which caused her to shiver, though. From a distance, perhaps 1,000 meters, she heard a long, piercing scream. It echoed along the contours of the valley, penetrating every scattered hamlet and village home in the Batken region. After pausing in her tracks for a moment, she quickened her pace, every footstep marking the urgency of her journey home. The ger that belonged to their neighbours, the Masaev family, came into view. Tamara Masaev was outside, beating the dust from her kurak before returning it to the floor inside. Surely she must have heard the scream, thought Yekaterina. She did. But did it matter? Tamara, as a good subservient wife of 18 years, and steeped in the traditions of nomadic cultural sin, chose not to acknowledge her young neighbour. For her, it was just another day in Tegimek, just another atrocity to ignore. Yekaterina walked on towards the family ger, its viridescent felt outer hiding its soon-to-be-revealed dark secret. She slowly pulled back the ger's basogo and stood there, trembling. Her worst fear was laid bare in the familiar interstices before her. Her father was standing over a lifeless body, blood dripping from the tunum he held in his right hand. Father and daughter looked at each other. Nothing was said. After a few moments, he walked towards her, brushing past her, still holding the tunum before driving it into the ground, its overnight resting place. Its work was done, but no doubt it will be ready to kill its wild prey again in the morning. Yekaterina stood at the entrance, observing the murder scene. A daughter straddling the mournful emotions of seeing her mother lying on the floor dead, murdered by her father. Numb. And in that briefest of moments, she wondered why. The crackle of his footsteps grew fainter as she sought an answer, if only to keep her from shedding floods of tears. Had something happened to him at work? Had he lost his job? Was it the alcohol? Or had his anger just pushed him over the edge? Questions, questions. Her state of mystified stupor was interrupted by her father's distant voice, devoid of any compassion. Clear up the mess. I will dig a grave. Within seconds, the heartless murderer Eldar Mamitov had disappeared into the walnut woods, carrying a large agricultural shovel. Another day, another murder, cultural sin, à la cachou.